in his footsteps.
Hello and welcome back to In His Footsteps. Last time, we learned more about Jesus' baptism, but today we'll press pause on the story to dip into Jesus' genealogy.
A genealogy seems like a fairly boring list of names. And in this case, a list of barely pronounceable names.
Tell me about it. It does seem like that, I know, but actually, Luke is communicating a lot to us through Jesus' genealogy. And before we dive in, let's have our friend Heidi Lapointe read us today's memory verse.
Canaan was the son of Enosh. Enosh was the son of Seth. Seth was the son of Adam. Adam was the son of God.
So, you said that Luke is telling us a lot through Jesus' genealogy. Can you tell us more about it?
Absolutely. For one, Luke traces Jesus' genealogy all the way back to Adam, which is pretty unique. Doing this emphasizes Jesus' solidarity with humanity. He is born into the human race.
But Luke traces Jesus' roots even further back than Adam. He traces them all the way back to God. Luke is telling us two things with this point. Adam was the son of God, and he failed. He fell into sin. Jesus is the Son of God, which we have inside information on from his conception story. And he will succeed where Adam failed. Theologian N.T. Wright explains that these links to Adam and to being a son of God portrays Jesus as the last Adam, who inaugurates God's kingdom on earth as it is in heaven.
That already is a lot more than just a list of names. But guess what? There's even more that Luke is telling us in this list. Jesus' genealogy is like a trip down memory lane of promises God has made for us. Promises to Adam, Abraham, David, and many more. With Jesus at the top of the list, Luke is pointing to Jesus as the fulfillment of all these promises. It underscores God's faithfulness in bringing about his kingdom purposes, even across generations. And Jesus is the climax of God's redemptive story.
Jesus' genealogy includes Gentile and women. Though the women are not explicitly named in Luke's account, like in Matthew, we know they are there because we know the stories. Tamar, Rahab, Ruth were not only women, but also Gentiles. Bathsheba was also a woman and a direct ancestor of Jesus. Jesus' diverse family line emphasizes that God's kingdom is for all people.
You know, in Jesus' day, genealogies were used as sources of status and social power. They were sometimes edited to skip over unsavory characters and focus only on the notables.
But Jesus' genealogy does not do that.
No, it actually doesn't. It is an honest list of the good, the bad, and the ugly.
It shows that God's kingdom comes not from human perfection or merit, but from his own divine and gracious work.
And guess what? I have a way to illustrate this.
What do you have there?
Okay, so I have this, what do you call this?
A jar of water?
Water, yes. And we have food coloring, okay?
Is that food coloring?
I think it's some sort of coloring.
Okay. I was just asking because
What
maybe
color is this?
I want to put on my food.
Yes. I don't know. We can ask our producer later. So this is green and this is blue, okay? So each person contributes to Jesus' ancestry, okay? So I'm going to drop.
Wow. so cool.
The mixture of colors, they represent the diverse backgrounds in Jesus' family tree. While Jesus comes from this mixture, he's different from it. Just as the water flows down, God's redemptive plan flows down through history, culminating in Jesus.
What a great illustration, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Luke employs Jesus' genealogy to reveal him as the true Son of God and the victorious Adam. He is the fulfillment of divine promises and the climax of human history. And he is the bringer of God's kingdom back to earth. The genealogy underscores how God's kingdom purpose have unfolded throughout history, culminating in Jesus.
Through the genealogy, it's like Luke is saying, hey, you see this guy? This guy right here? He's who we're going to follow as the story unfolds. I can't wait to see what happens next.